It is the 5th week now, or start of the 5th week. Last week I did all morning walks for my cardio, an hour 5 times a week I think I did. But the thing with the morning walks I'm finding around here, because I'm in the middle of a city, I've got to walk down like a main big road and it's really noisy, and also all the fumes from the cars and stuff like that. I didn't really like it. So normally I really like morning walks, especially when you can do them out in like a nice park or somewhere sort of at least a bit nature-ish. That's not a word, is it? Nature-ish. Nature-y. Nature. In nature. So this week now what I decided I'm going to do is, instead of the morning walks, maybe I'll throw one in now and then if I want to, but I'm going to try and do as much HIIT as I can. Normally I can only do HIIT maybe twice a week sometimes because it's so taxing, but I think, like with a lot of things, the more you do something, the more your body gets tuned into it and ready for it, and the quicker it can recover and things like that. So that's why you got to keep changing your workouts up, because your body can get used to it. So I'm going to try and do HIIT as much as I can this week and see if I notice much of a difference in the fat loss. What I'm doing for my HIIT is mostly going to be sprints on the treadmill. Did my first one today. It was 20 minutes of 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. I was red at the end. It's exhausting. And something you want to make sure you're doing, especially when you're doing HIIT or if you're running or jogging or something, is you got to make sure you warm down properly, because with something like that as well, you're just working your body up into such a state, and your heart's going so crazy that if you just stop doing exercise, your heart's going to continue to go mental and it's going to be overworking for no reason, and that can be quite bad. Always wanted to do this. When I used to watch Pump and Iron and stuff like that, and I saw Arnie and his chest, look at that, I love it. It goes, it ripples from the bottom to the top, and I always wondered, one day, can I do that? And I think I got it. I think I got it. Maybe. Yeah, boy. Oh, I ain't quite got the Terry Crews power. My weight loss is really weird on this diet. If anything, it's more fat loss but weight gain. I think it's to do with my supplements and stuff when I came to Japan. So I think because I'm getting in so many carbs, like my dextrose in my shake after the workout, I'm eating the right foods throughout the day, I feel bigger. So my fat's coming off, but my weight so far has gone up a kg a week. I've gone up a whole kg a week. The start of the first week I was 76, the second week I was 77, 78, and now I'm just over 79 kg, which I'm finding really weird, and it's never happened before, because I can see that I'm definitely losing weight. So whatever I'm doing, I'm obviously spot on, because it's exactly what you want. You want to gain weight, gain muscle, while losing fat, so it's perfect. So yeah, so I've been monitoring my weight, but this is kind of why like I keep saying, is I don't go by the scales, because, you know, if you went by the scales and you thought, oh, you're gaining a kg every week, then you're gonna be like, shit, what's going on? But that's why you got to really pay attention to how you're looking, especially if you haven't got any definition yet. You really need to take some photos and compare them, because you may well be losing weight and the scales won't be showing you that. What I kind of have found now, about halfway through, is that I've kind of hit a wall mentally, I think. I'm finding that I've hit a wall mentally in the sense that I'm craving a lot more now and stuff like that, and that tends to happen when your body fat gets a little bit lower, but mine's not that low. So I don't know why I'm craving so much, really. Feeling a lot more lazy now. I'm still doing my workouts and stuff, but outside of the gym, when I need my determination to be on my diet, my food, and doing everything else right, I'm finding that I'm not very motivated. Things like that you want to do that help you with that is, out here there's not much choice for me with food really, but one thing I have found is whole meal bread with natural peanut butter on toast, maybe in the evening when I'm craving the most, 2 pieces of that, and I find that that's quite nice, because that curbs the cravings, and I enjoy it. It's something I actually really like. You know, I'd eat that if I wasn't on a diet or anyway. If you're really craving and you want a burger or something, go and get some lean turkey mince, make your own homemade burgers, get some wholemeal buns, get some low-fat Weight Watchers cheese, the bacon with all the fat trimmed off, the medallions, and you can make some amazing burgers. And these feel like cheats, you know, stick an egg in it, they're amazing, they taste so good. So that's something I would recommend you trying or doing at home if you crave. But like I said, out here my choices are limited, so I found some wholemeal breads. It's so small though, it's like a loaf about this long, about this tall, it's so small. So my pieces of toast are just tiny little. And because I'm craving like this at the moment, I found that what I might be doing wrong is I need those sort of slight carb up days. So I'm going to stick with my 1 cheat meal a week, which is on the Saturday. But on the Wednesday, about midway through the week, instead of having a second cheat, I'm going to keep my fats relatively low, or at least still around the 30-40 grams that I'm having now. But I'm going to have a lot more carbs, sort of overload on carbs. Because I do find, like, after the cheat day especially, the next day in the mirror, I look so much slimmer, so much more defined. And that is pretty much all I've got to check in with today. We're going to go home now and I will show you what I'm looking like. Now, what am I being a pussy for? I'll just do the check-in here. Talking of pussy, there was a cat here earlier and I got to smooth it. What did you think I was going to say? Filthy buggers. There was a cat here and I got to smooth it. I miss being able to smooth my cats. It's nice having cats around, and dogs. You don't see them much in the city. You see dogs, but all they got over here is those weird little poodles. And they're the most uncuddly dogs. Anyway, check in. So this is how I look now. Isn't that a good light? It's not the best light, is it? Hopefully this hit is going to help me make more progress, because I would like to be making more right now. 8 weeks isn't that long, really. You can do a lot in that time, but obviously you can do a lot more with twice that amount of time, which is normally used for prep, 16 to 20 weeks. I use 20 weeks for my prep. 8 weeks ain't much, but it's going to get me to a good place, and then I'm just going to keep building on it from there. Let's get it. There we go. Oh, there we go. Right. So what I want to talk about now is just give you a brief description and a breakdown of your macros, like your calories, your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. But I want to tell you what they are, not what numbers you need and stuff like that. But I want to tell you why you need these items or these things. Some people, you know, might not know what a calorie even is, or if you're on a fat loss diet, why am I eating fat? You know, so I just want to give you a brief reason for why, because I always find if I've got a logical reason for doing something, then it'll make me do it. If I don't know why I'm doing something, it's quite easy to just... We're actually going to go back to the room now. We're going to get the whiteboard out. We're going to teach you some lessons. And we're home. You'll notice I use the stairs as well. I'm good like that, so. Something you can do though, if you've got escalators or elevators, use the stairs when you can. I mean, I'm not talking about walking 10 floors or whatever, but I mean, you can everyone. Right then. Actually a better light here. Anyway, let's get on with this. First thing I'm going to talk about is protein. So your proteins, you're going to eat protein and then your body's going to break proteins down into amino acids. And you might remember amino acids are the branched chain amino acids, the supplement I take. So then when the amino acids get into your body, they go into your bloodstream and then they travel through your bloodstream and they're used wherever the body needs it to repair cells. Because every cell, you're made up of entirely cells. Every single bit of you is made up of cells, and every one of those cells contains protein. So you need a good amount of protein, one, to just keep your body repaired so it can create new cells and it can also repair cells. And then that second one obviously is really important for us when we're working out. What we're doing in the gym is we're breaking down our muscle fibers. So our body needs the protein in order to create more cells. That's why we get bigger muscle. Protein, relatively simple. You need protein because your body's made of protein and you need to repair it and build it. Carbs. We know our body uses carbs for energy. So when the carbs go into your body, they then get broken down into glucose. And glucose is what your body uses as energy. So if you've got then this glucose traveling through your bloodstream, traveling through your body, and where the body needs energy, so if you've just say done a leg workout, obviously your body knows that a lot of energy is needed down there. So it's going to get the glucose down there, it's going to fill the muscles up with glucose. But obviously if you eat too many carbs, your body only needs a certain amount of energy. That's why when you're eating a lot of bread and chips and pizzas and things like this, as well as the fat in those, you're getting a lot of carbs as well. So if you take in more carbs than your body needs, it's gonna think, let's save these carbs, or glucose rather, let's save this glucose for later in case a time comes when we need energy and we're not getting fed and we're not getting that energy. Even though you know the likelihood is you're going to be fine. You're going to keep eating day in and day out, and you're not going to come to a point where you're not going to have energy. But your body doesn't. Your body prepares for the worst. So it's going to store all this glucose as fat. It's going to convert it into fat. Then we want to talk about fats. You just presume fat is bad, but there's good fats and there's bad fats. And the good fats actually help with the things that the bad fats will cause. Bad fat is going to cause things like high blood pressure, heart disease, and gaining weight, whereas good fats are going to actually help prevent heart disease, and they're going to actually lower your blood pressure, and they're going to help you lose weight. When you're having all these bad fats though, they're the type that aren't getting used. They're going through your bloodstream and they're catching on the sides of your veins and your arteries and things like this. They're literally clinging to the sides. Slowly but surely they're rubbing past, sticking a bit more each time, and it slowly just builds up. And that's when you build it up so much that eventually there's like the tiniest hole for the blood to go through, and that's why you get high blood pressure. So your fat is stored in your body, under your skin. That's why we get fat here, but it also gets stored around your organs. We don't want that. But obviously if you have too many good fats as well, it's not going to be great as well. I mean, if you're still having carbs and your body has got energy, it might not use some of those fats, so it's still going to store some. Right, sorry this is so basic, but on to the next and the last one, calories. This one is kind of complicated to explain, which is weird because you would have thought that calories are obvious. Everyone thinks they know what a calorie is. Our society now has sort of titled calories as something that they're not. They're actually something else. But anyway, I'll try and explain. So this food, when it's being broken down, is giving off energy, and it's giving that energy to your body. And then your body can use that energy. But if you're giving it a food amount that has more energy coming off it than your body needs, then it's going to end up storing the fat or the protein or the carbs or whatever type of food that is as fat or whatever it needs to store it as. So does that kind of make sense? It's kind of a weird one. A calorie isn't actually an object. So 1 gram of protein has 4 calories, but it doesn't mean that inside that 1 gram of protein is made up of 4 things called calories. There's nothing inside it called a calorie. It's just when that 1 gram of protein goes in your body, when it's broken down, it gives off 4 calories worth of energy, and then your body can use that energy as it sees fit. So that's why you need to keep on top of your calories. If you're giving your body way more energy than it needs, it's gonna just store it as fat in case it needs it later. So I hope that I explained it. It's a really complicated one without talking science and stuff, but I don't want to do that, and I probably couldn't anyway. That is me done for this week. Gonna do the hit now. I got a feeling it's either gonna go really well or I'm gonna be super exhausted. But that is it, so fade to black. Have you gone? Yeah, hello? Top blackout. See you later.